assaults, violation of court orders that look like it should have ended up in Texas Youth Commission. For some reason, they kept putting you on probation all the way until 2018, when you apparently become an adult. Then you start getting felonies and misdemeanors, get probations on all of those. Those are revoked. You beat the mother of your child while she's pregnant. You get a 5-year deferred probation, and you don't take advantage of that probation. I feel like at this time, what Ms. Lopez said is absolutely correct. You are a danger to your children. You're a danger to the menace to our county, and have been since 2013.
Just one thing. Do you know when his mental health was discovered? I wasn't aware.
Probably when he started using synthetic marijuana. Good morning, sir. You're Brandon Bell?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is cause number 24, DCCR 1008. Mr. Bell was previously in court, entered pleas of true in a motion to revoke deferred probation, pled true to counts 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, and 10. And there was not an agreement on probation for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
And there's also medical records of how he lost his leg recently from being run over by a dump truck while working.
Okay.
Probably in addition, Judge, if I may, to the fact that you recall the complainant in the underlying case for which he is on probation, it looked like a stretch to even put him on the probation with his history, but she was very adamant about wanting probation or even non-prosecuting, and she came and testified before you the last time the motion was set, so that you could advise them both with respect to the no contact order, which I don't think either one of them were following, but I don't have proof of that. But I know that's been a concern, but I had some difficulty with that portion of the case.
Okay.
And if the court would also remember, she was expecting another child. They are expecting another child. So she's also,
So what, go ahead and make argument, and then I'll.
She's also controlling the checking account. He's getting settlements, and he's providing the money to her for the children. They still have a house together. But he does have a place to stay, Judge, and that is his mom's, which I believe she can't go to. He has mental health problems. He's had some problems in reference to possibly smoking marijuana, but I think it's contributed to things that he has gone through in life. As I said, I had some medical in reference to an amputation. Of course, he's lost part of his right leg. That was due to a dump truck backing up over him while he was working. We're asking, Judge, that you continue him on probation. He does have obligations with his significant other in reference to the newborn. If there's some program that he can have that's outpatient to maybe give him some direction. One last time, he was put on probation in April of this year, Judge. It's not like he's not reporting. He's trying to pay or has been paying and trying to do stuff. I think he just needs a little bit of a correction. I've had extensive conversations with his wife. I've tried to tell her the way it has to be as of yesterday. We've talked over the phone in the way that it would have to be in reference to separation until they learned how to possibly get along together. So that's what we're asking for, Your Honor.
Ms. Malfino?
I call Ms. Lopez.
Ms. Lopez, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? All right, you may proceed.
Ms. Lopez, would you please state your full name for the record?
Rachel Lopez.
And how are you employed?
I am the high medium risk officer at adult probation here in Jefferson County.
In account number 1, it alleges that he failed to immediately report to you his or her contact information in violation of condition. Can you explain that to us a little bit?
There were multiple instances throughout the time that he was reporting where I would attempt to call the number he had provided at a previous office visit and would not be able to reach him. So then I would have to then search through his associates to find someone else who would answer, who would then say, we'll let him know you called. And so it's standard in our court orders that they are supposed to keep their contact information updated due to the fact that most of the time I cannot give out certain information to other people due to confidentiality.
Allegation number 8. Did he admit to you the adulteration of his UA analysis on or about June 30th of 2025?
Yes, when he submitted that urine analysis that date, it was clear in the cup, and I did make a note of that in my chrono. It should be noted that even if someone is extremely hydrated, their urine is not crystal clear. And so when I specifically asked him in the office visit that date, did you do something to make it be negative? He said yes. And so while the drug test reflects negative, he admitted in the office visit that he had taken something, drank something to adulterate urine.
And in fact, you and I have had a lengthy conversation in the past about his use or suspected use of K2 synthetic marijuana, which lends to possible negative UAs when in fact he would be positive just due to the nature of that synthetic.
Yes, Ms. Strother, our UA tech, has explained to me that K2 is a difficult drug to drug test for because much like the flu, there are multiple strands of K2 drugs out there, and our drug test can only specifically test for one type. And so if he had not used that specific type, it would test negative. And so the incident reports that I received through Beaumont PD indicated that the effects that they were seeing in their reports indicated synthetic marijuana use.
And that information is also reflected in your update to the report, correct?
Correct.
With respect to how his behavior appeared to be altered, involving odd hours, showing up at odd places, attempting to contact the complainant, etc., regardless of whether or not they mutually agreed to do so. And I believe your recommendation is very well thought out and very well put in the updated PSI. Do you have anything to add to the report?
I do not at this time.
I think I have some questions.
I have some questions.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, did you ever get his records from Stone County?
I believe so, yes.
And was he under medication?
Not during the time of all of this taking place. I know that since he was out on bond, I believe he went to Spindletop as of August 11th, and that was when he began having his medication the way he was supposed to.
In your report, you stated in the first or second paragraph that while the defendant does report as directed, he has made basic efforts towards paying his fees, correct? So he has been reporting to you.
Correct.
And then you also started receiving phone calls from the victim. Did you have any dealings with the victim at all? Were you here the last court hearing?
I was.
She didn't act very rational either, did she?
Not often, no.
And do you realize that they are expecting another child?
Yes.
And how many other children do you remember?
I believe they currently have 3 children together. I believe this is the 4th.
If I told you that there was a settlement to Scott Brown in reference to the motor vehicle accident that took his leg, you wouldn't disagree with that.
He told me that at the jail when I did my PSI update.
And he's getting monthly, I guess, settlement checks or quarterly settlement checks in which the wife does have access to his account.
That I don't have any knowledge of.
You did also receive telephone calls from his mom, correct?
Correct.
And basically she said that he's talking out of his head, he has mental health issues, right?
She did at one time, yes.
She didn't know, well, has to be between April and now, right?
Yes.
Because it was put on.
Specifically whenever he was out on bond.
Okay. He did appear to be kind of delusional state, correct?
Yes.
Unable to remember reference to taking medications or injecting, so he was on some type of medication, correct?
Correct.
Nothing further.
Anything else, Ms. Buffino? I don't know yet what I'm going to do, but is there any reason based on the injury that Mr. Bell could not go to special needs safety? Is that something that would prevent him from going?
I do not believe so.
You don't think so? You don't think so?
I think there are people that have gone to Spindletop that are
Sure.
in wheelchairs and things of that nature.
Yeah.
I said Spindletop, I'm sorry, Stacy.
Yeah,
So I think he would still be able to go. I think it would be under special needs.
right, that's what I would,
Yeah.
if that were an option, it would be special needs, because that would address both
That
of the,
addresses mental health also, Judge.
yeah, that's what it's for. I mean, and here's the thing, I think a lot of the mental health is because you're using synthetic marijuana. I mean, that's gonna, so, Ms. Malfino, anything else?
Judge, I think you have a lot of information before you had an ending your decision. I do think it important, and I didn't want to hide behind the fact that we have had the issues with the complainant, and she did come and testify.
And that's the only thing that's keeping me from doing probably what needs to happen.
But I don't have an interim update with respect to her. You may.
Have you heard anything?
I have not heard
I haven't.
anything since all of this happened. The reality is she's called me multiple times and complained and said that Brandon's here and she wants him gone. But Miss Lopez, please don't send him to jail. She is very back and forth about it. My largest concern, Your Honor, is that the offense that the defendant on probation for is extreme. And my biggest issue, in truth, is the fact that Mr. Bell does not take any responsibility for any of it at all.
I don't disagree.
Can I just have one question, Judge? Did this accident happen after
When did your accident happen?
November 4th.
of last year?
It's a,
Of last year?
So all this has happened since he's been on probation.
Was
No,
this
prior.
before? Was that prior
His
to
accident
his
was
accident?
prior to when he was placed on probation.
Right.
No, but how about the incident itself?
Oh, the underlying offense?
Yeah,
April of last year. So the underlying offense was prior
prior to his.
to the injury. But the injury was prior to probation, where he's still, I mean, regardless of the, you can still do things to injure someone, to harass someone, to put someone in fear with or without a leg. And that's what he's done. That's what you've done. Still make babies with her. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that she was pregnant. The whole point of this is you beat the crap out of her when she was pregnant, and now we've got the fourth.
Correct.
Judge, would you like me to do a bailiff call for her and see if for some reason she showed up today and
Sure.
court needs to speak with her?
Adriana Bell?
Can we do a call for,
Adriana Bell?
I don't know if that's gonna help either, though. We've done that before. There was a no contact, and now we have another baby. So obviously there was contact.
Can I just, from what I found out, Judge?
I don't need Snickers from the gallery.
I'm not calling them as witnesses, Judge. Every time they got mad at each other is when she got on the phone.
But she got on the phone, but that's him blaming. He beat her. You admitted to beating her. So she's probably scared when he gets mad. And then it gets okay, and then it gets mad. And he doesn't know how to get mad without beating the crap out of her.
I didn't get that indication, Judge. She's been to my office every other day. She's called. I mean, it's really,
I'm not in disagreement that Ms. Bell is also the problem, but my biggest concern here is their children.
separation.
Yeah,
I don't care if they stay together or not, admittedly, frankly.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about the children involved in this case because of the violence that they're being subjected to. Whether or not the two of these adults can reconcile is between them, but there are children involved that I am extremely concerned about.
I agree. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. Mr. Bell, I don't feel like I have any other choice at this point but to protect your children and to protect your, I don't know if y'all are married, girlfriend, wife, mother of your children from you. I understand the mental health issues. From what I can tell, most of those are self-induced because you were using K2.
it haven't been an incident since I've been on probation.
That's not true.
I haven't had no abuse cases. I've been on no probation.
Okay, so you haven't abused her, but you weren't even supposed to be around her. I gave you don't talk over me,
Well,
because y'all I told you when I put you on probation that she cannot give you permission to violate my order.
yes, ma'am.
She can't say, it's okay, come on over.
She came to my house. I was staying in the house. She wasn't staying there.
Lock the door, kick her out. You're the one that's gonna go to prison.
She said that she called the laws to kick me out, and you said it still was a issue. She called the laws to kick me out. My mama came and got me, and I've been staying with my mama. I ain't been around her. She been calling the laws on me every time she come to my house. I paid $100,000 cash.
Why are you still having sex with her and having babies?
That's early on.
Early on when? We've only been doing this for 6 months. You've had 6 months, and all this has happened in 6 months on probation.
It happened 3 months because she finna have a baby next week. 3 months before I was on probation.
So what if she shows up at your mom's house?
She not gonna show up over there. She know her and my mama don't get along.
Probably for good reason.
I would represent to the court that there is a problem there, Judge, because even when we talked about possibly with him seeing the kids without her at mom's, and that wasn't a possibility. It's something between her and the mom, his mom. And I know his mom, his brother has gotten in trouble. She has a very stable job at a bank. She's very straight-laced. His brother was the one in the West End that was burglarizing cars, and the owner stopped him and shot him about 8 times on the road and left him there. But she is very straight-laced, and she just couldn't get off of work this morning because of the bank.
So,
But he needs something judged. I mean,
but we tried to give it to him.
well, I'm talking about.
I have money now to pay for my battery class too. I have money to pay for my battery class and pay off my probation.
I'm not as worried about you paying off things as I am you having continued contact with her.
I'm not gonna be in contact with her no more.
Is there a way, Judge, to put him on a GPS and reset this for 60 days?
No, I'm going to make my decision today because I'm absolutely, if I leave him on probation, he's going to safety, period. So we're not going to get out and see how we do and take that chance without having some kind of treatment up front. I don't know. Y'all hold on a second. Just don't take them far. Mr. Burbank, you're asking that I continue Mr. Bell on probation. Ms.
Treatment, Judge.
With treatment. I know Ms. Lopez has made her position very clear. Ms. Malfino, what is the state's position?
Judge, I certainly have ultimate respect for Ms. Lopez's position. She knows the defendant and what she's been dealing with a lot better, probably has a slightly different perspective on the kid other than what I do, so I certainly defer to her opinion. I also at the same time agree that probably the safety special needs to address that synthetic marijuana issue may be relevant. Has he had that opportunity in the past with some other charges? Yes, very well so.
So what?
Revocation may be appropriate, Judge, based on the underlying offense itself. If it is not, of course, we would be of the opinion that if he goes to that and violates zero tolerance in any way, shape, or form, he has for that.
Okay, I'm just reminding myself also, so what I did not do previously was go through and take a look at that old pre-sentence report, which has the criminal history, which includes
Several sentences in prison.
already been to prison, given an opportunity on probation in 2020, which is not long ago, 5 years ago, revoked and sent to prison for 2 theft cases. One was a TDC case, given 3 years. And so pretty much gets off parole barely and commits this offense, gets the opportunity at probation, and we're where we are now.
I think it does have an extensive juvenile history. You will see a misdemeanor as well. And again, I
Yes.
wanted to let the court know that an underlying probation offer was made with the issues with Miss Adriana Bell that the court is obviously aware of by this point.
Okay. I am looking back at history, juvenile history going back to 2013. Assaults, violation of court orders that look like it should have ended up in Texas Youth Commission. For some reason, they kept putting you on probation all the way until 2018, when you apparently become an adult. Then you start getting felonies and misdemeanors, get probations on all of those. Those are revoked. You beat the mother of your child while she's pregnant. You get a 5-year deferred probation, and you don't take advantage of that probation. I feel like at this time, what Ms. Lopez said is absolutely correct. You are a danger to your children. You're a danger to the menace to our county, and have been since 2013.
Just one thing. Do you know when his mental health was discovered?
I wasn't on.
Probably when he started using synthetic marijuana. So at this time, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of true. So you were previously in court, entered pleas of true to counts 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, and 10. And then today, I am going to make a finding of true to counts 1 and 8 based on the testimony of Ms. Lopez. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time, find you guilty of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I'm going to sentence you to a term of 12 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. There will be an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. And I'm going to hand you, and y'all need to sign this, trial court certification that shows this was not an agreement. There are some rights to appeal. You can talk to Mr. Burbank about that. I'm also going to hand you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read the written admonishment I provide you. Hang on. You should read the written admonishment I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk with Mr. Burbank. You need to sign that, and then I'll get you a copy of it, and then you can go back with the bailiff.
You think that's fair?
I do think that's fair, and hang on to,
Man, huh?
Mr. Bell, I can go up to 20 years today.
Yes,
Send that.
so I can appeal it.
Talk to Mr. Burbank about that.
Okay.
Is it?
I did, keep going.
Yes, sir, thank you. Oh, I didn't look at that criminal history.
Brandon Bell walked into court hoping to keep the probation he received after violently assaulting the mother of his children while she was pregnant. His defense pointed to a devastating leg injury, mental health struggles, and his role as a father supporting a growing family. But the hearing quickly turned against him. A probation officer testified that Bell admitted tampering with a drug test, showed signs of synthetic marijuana use, ignored probation requirements, and repeatedly violated a no-contact order. The case became even more disturbing when the court learned the couple had another child on the way despite strict restrictions. As Bell tried to explain his actions, the judge focused on something far bigger: a criminal history stretching back to childhood and a pattern of failed second chances. In the end, the court ruled that Bell remained a danger to his children, the victim, and the community, and revoked probation, sentencing him to 12 years in prison.